Hey, how's it going? This is Christina Michelle Allen, and I wanted to just do a video really quick on a experience I had while I was um, doing a imagery hypnosis for, for school, basically. So I'm watching the, the course video for tonight's class, and we're doing imagery right now, and so the instructor, she was, guiding us through, a guided imagery hypnosis session, and it was really weird, and I really wanted to, my meditations, like the things I've been experiencing, while in meditation and even in hypnosis have been quite peculiar, and so I wanted to actually start sharing this stuff. Like, I usually keep this sort of stuff to myself, but I feel like it may be helpful to someone out there. I don't know. Um, but I also too, I want to be able to, remember, the actual experience that I had, because oftentimes I'll forget. And so anyway, um, when she began you know, the, um, the imagery hypnosis, obviously, we start with the breathing, breathing in and breathing out, taking, 3 deep breaths, and then, as we went on, she, basically said, now is about the time, you're going to close your eyes and this and that. So I closed my eyes, and, she was talking about a wind, that was, basically blowing by or whatever, and it was, wrapping around the body, and it was, going, basically like going through the different, areas of your body and my body. And it was really weird, because it was like, not only could I see the wind, like it's very difficult to explain, not like, so, generally speaking, like, the only way that we can actually see the wind is if, like, the trees move in the wind, or if, like, it picks up a bunch of leaves or whatever. Like, that's pretty much like how we typically only see the wind. But, like, one of the things, that I noticed in this meditation was, like, I could actually see the wind, and it was pretty wild. And not only could I see the wind, but it was actually, not only, like, because you know how when you're standing outside and it's windy, like, it just kind of goes around you. It was actually going through me. Like, it wasn't just going around me, it was going through me, and it was, wrapping around, and it was going, all these different places. And it was a very comforting wind. It was a very peaceful wind, and it was, going through, and um, it was like it was healing me on the inside, and it was a very very unique experience. But anyway, so then she starts talking about, she basically asked the question of, and now you may be wondering if, if it's you that's breathing in and out the wind, or is it the wind that's breathing you in and out. And at that moment, like, when she said that, I was like, oh, wow. Because the experience became like, it was like I was the wind breathing, breathing me in and out. And so, and so it was like, when the wind would inhale, like, my entire essence would, basically, my physical body, like this, and, would disappear. I would become the wind, essentially. And then, like, when it would exhale, then I would, return, like, my physical body would return. And so as I was walking along, like, it was doing this, and I would, I would basically disappear, and then I would reappear, and then I would disappear, and I would reappear. And it was a very wild experience. I've had some pretty wild experiences in meditation, but that's probably by far one of the that probably by far is the kicker. Um, and so yeah, and then like as we were as she was going on, whatever, she was talking about how I had walked into a forest, and and I had a stone in my hand, and in my one hand, and in my other hand I had a bowl. And so in my one hand I had a black obsidian stone, and then in my other hand, I had a Tibetan singing bowl in the other hand. And she had and so like as I'm walking through the forest, like this whole event of the wind breathing me in and out was like still going on. Okay. And I was still feeling it, like when I was physical, like I was still feeling it, like blow around me and through me, and things like this. Um and then she had brought my attention to it's like, are you walking on a path, or like, are you, it's like, where are you walking? Like, is it on a path, or, is there no path? And it was like, there was a path there, but it was like kind of growed over. And so like, but you could tell that at one time there was a path there. It hadn't been used in a very, very long time. And so then she was talking about, there was three, essentially entities, because, she was saying that you could, it didn't matter if it come from like mythical or mythology, or, like whatever source that they came from, to whatever came to you, basically. And so there was these three, almost, they weren't human, but they kind of sort of looked human. But you could kind of tell by looking at them that they weren't actually human. More like they just had, they were taking on a human form at that particular time. And so, she was saying that, they all, came, and they all put something in my bowl. And so as they dropped, each of them one at a time, as they dropped into my bowl, I could hear the bowl ring, because I had a Tibetan singing bowl. And so every time they dropped, each of them dropped, their item, the bowl would ring. And it was like, not only could I feel the sound like internally, but it was like I was the sound. And like I was actually experiencing the sound as if I was the sound. So that was really strange. And then basically, like she had asked like what it was, that they had put in the bowl, to kind of like look at look inside the bowl and see what they had put in. And I'm not sure. I was only aware of one item. I couldn't really see what it was, or I don't know if I want to say see. It was more like I couldn't determine like what it actually was, that two of them had put in the bowl. But now there was one, it was almost like a piece of parchment paper, like Egyptian style, like, parchment paper that they would have created, like, that the Egyptians would have created, and to write on and stuff. And it was in a language I've never seen before, but I recognized in the meditation, I recognized the language, and I understood what it said, and it's probably one of the first times that I've ever done a meditation where I read something that was like that, that I actually brought it back with me. And so it was it was just a very, it was only 3 words. It was very simple, and it just said, "I love you." And that's all it said. But it was in, it was in some, I almost want to say like some ancient language that I've never even seen. I've never heard of before. Like I've never And I don't even know if it even has ever existed on Earth or not. Like, it almost seemed like it was something from a totally different, planetary, uh, system, honestly. And so it was kind of weird. But I only, oops, I only I only recognized one of the beings, and I kind of won't discuss that. But um, I didn't really I kind of recognized the other two, but I wasn't 100% sure as to who they were. It's kind of like I knew who they were, but I didn't know who they were. You know what I mean? Like, there was just like this inner knowing that I knew who they were. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, when you're a child, like a really young child, like, 3 or 4, and, you see somebody in like your family friend or whatever, and then you don't see them for like 25 years, and then all of a sudden they come to a family get together, and you're like, you look really familiar to me. um, Only that's kind of what it was like. And so, yeah, it was, that was my experience for this particular meditation, and it was very impactful, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm really enjoying just the guided imagery meditations and hypnosis sessions. I always do. Um, I love those types of hypnosis sessions in general. I listen to them quite often, um, and so it's just, now it's like, I'm starting to like really have some pretty wild experiences. I've been having this entire year. I've had some pretty wild experiences. Just this entire year. Some of those things I may or may not actually put out there, because they are incredibly wild. Um, but yeah, so that is all for now. This is Christina Michelle Allen, and I will talk to you later, um, when I do maybe another. Well, yeah, I will do another video like this, but I'm trying to think when the next video I'm gonna make. I've got a bunch of workshops that I'm working on right now, and so it's things have been like really hectic. I really had to take just time off, and so that's kind of why I've not been posting anything, over the last probably like a month now. I think 2 months now, maybe, almost 2 months now, and um, and so it's, there's, like I said, like there's November was a pretty strange month for me. December was definitely a very strange month for me. I had some very unique experiences, we'll put it that way, that have occurred. And I really needed to take a step back, and just really um, gather myself, and really determine, like, what's actually going on. um, Both with me, not just so much, externally, but mainly internally. But yeah, so I have, really, I'm kind of getting back to the place where, like, I'm getting like a second wind. Excuse me. And so I have got so many, just files and files and files of content for these workshops that are coming up, and just, some pretty awesome. I'm going to be kicking off some training workshops every single Wednesday. So that is going to be very exciting. Eventually, I plan to do those live. As of right now, I'm just going to do them pre-recorded, and I'm going to just get them uploaded. But eventually, probably within the next 3 months or so, I will more than likely start doing them live. I've got to get just, content under control, just in general, before I can really do that. I don't have the actual time between school full time, my business full time. I don't really have much time to actually, do those on a regular basis. I've got way too much on my plate right now, and so I'm trying to, like, really, keep up with you guys, but at the same time, keep up with, school and, just my business and stuff like this. And so it's getting better. It's always getting better. And I have a lot of exciting things, that I have gotten together and that I'm going to be releasing to you guys soon. So hopefully you guys appreciate it and it actually helps you, because I feel like, especially with the weekly trainings, it's really me going back to like why I started the channel in the first place. And so it's, yeah, it's good. I really am enjoying, just this journey. It's really, it's a very, it's a very interesting journey. So yeah, but with that being said, this is Christina Michelle Allen, and you can expect the first weekly um, workshop, the weekly training workshop, this Wednesday on the 13th, actually, is when they will be posted. Those trainings will be posted at, I think I'm going to do it at 4:30, yes, 4:30 Eastern. Okay, they'll be very short. Generally, they probably won't take no more than 60 minutes, 60 to 90 minutes. But they are like legit, like actual, tangible, tactical, things that, you can actually implement, not only while you're watching the video, but afterwards. Like you can, by the time you're done watching it, like you will be able to go back and actually implement what it is that I've taught you. And if you follow along these workshops, like, so the goal, a while back, it's probably been almost between 3 and 6 months now, actually. A while back, I had started a Start an Online Business series, and I had lost the the content for the video that I was going to shoot next, and so that's partly one of the reasons why I stopped with that. And so it was in a box, and I could not figure out where it was, and I could not actually recall what the content was, and so I was like, well, whatever. So a lot of the times, like, I'll start things and I'll start them too early, and then stuff like that will happen. So kind of bear with me. Sometimes I'll get an inspiration to do something, and I'm not aware, that it's something that I'm supposed to do, at a later date, not right now. And so I'll try to get it started right now and then end up having to stop, for whatever reason, because I don't have everything together, and not realize that I didn't have everything together until that moment. And so it's, yeah, I'm working on patience, guys. It's I get excited and I'm just like, let's go. um, and so that's just my personality. Like when I'm going, I'm going. And so it's basically a pickup of that series. There's actually a aspect of that series where the last 12 months, or I think it is the last 12 months of that particular series, is actually geared towards actual tactical videos that actually show you and teach you and train you, you know things that you could be, things that you could do in order to actually succeed online. And so it goes from, the way I have it outlined is, it goes from just someone who has absolutely no experience whatsoever, none at all, like they haven't even heard of the internet, like they literally came on yesterday and they are looking for ways to earn money online, okay, brand spanking new people, okay, to people who are already, they already have a business, and, they are looking for ways to kind of generate more income, to add additional forms of, or to add additional, revenue streams and things like this. And so it starts from the very, very beginning of with someone who has absolutely no idea what internet marketing is, has no idea what it means to own an online business, has no idea what business is at all. And so it goes from the very beginning, and I go based on, if I was brand spanking new, okay, or like, I lost it all and I had to start all over again. Like, this is the way that I would do it. Okay, so it's kind of one of the, I'm sure you've heard those, people all the time, okay, if I've lost it all and I had to start all over again, brand new, and I didn't have anything, so that's what this is, essentially. And so my goal, for this, for this series is, it's an 18-month, because really it's an 18-month program, okay, that eventually I'm going to publish as a very advanced and intensive, course, program. Okay, it will span 18 months, and so it's a video every single week for 18 months. It's a lot of freaking content, guys. And the first 6 months, are under like something. They have different categories. Each month has a different category. And then the remaining 12 months is all about actual methods and the actual, getting everything together. And so it's like, the goal is so that, when a person takes this, goes through these workshops and goes through the series, the goal is so that they would earn their first 6 figures online within 18 months. Now, that is a very audacious goal. Okay. And most people probably won't actually hit that. I probably won't even hit that. Okay. And so, but it's just outside of my own comfort zone. Okay. That I believe is possible for me. That is one of the reasons why I, have decided, that specific timeline, that specific, figure. And, and I understand that, a lot of people, they probably won't even, come anywhere near that. So, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, that's the goal. And so that's basically what I've been working on. And, just school, so I don't know, you may or may not know, I haven't posted anything, so you probably don't know unless you know me personally, is I have started college. I actually started college, guys. It's really great. With Hypnosis Motivation Institute, HMI, located in California. I'm actually doing this all online. I'm not going to California. No, thank you. Not anytime soon. Hopefully by the time I graduate, I'll actually be able to go there so that I can do, because they actually do have a graduation, cap and gown, graduation, and it would be the most amazing thing in the world if I could actually, do that, be able to have that experience. For me, that would be, just my own personal goal. Like, that would be just amazing for me to be able to have that on video and be able to have pictures of that and be able to, that would make me feel very, very accomplished. And so I'm studying hypnosis. I'm working on becoming a certified hypnotist, as not only to, just help myself, which is, a part of the reason why I started, this course in the first place, was, so that I can, just deal with my own stuff. I've got a lot of things, that I've dealt with in the past, and I've got a lot of things that I'm still working on. And so it's, it's one of those things. It's like, I preach, I preach what I teach, guys. Okay. That's something that I really want you to understand. It's like everything that I'm teaching you, everything that, all these videos and stuff that I've put out, like I actually, do what I preach. Okay? Like this is not just something that I'm just pulling out my ass and I'm just giving to you guys as, do as I say, not as I do, rhetoric. Okay? Like I'm actually doing this stuff. Okay? And so that's, if there was ever a reason why, you should feel confident in, just watching my videos and just knowing that I'm actually going to, you know, deliver genuine value to you. And, not only that, but that I can actually resonate with you because I know what you're going through. Like, I know how you feel. I know the struggles that you're experiencing. And I may not know from like a literal, like what you're literally going through, your own personal individual experience. And I could never know. Okay, I could never know what is really truly going on inside your body. But I can know based on situations that I've been through, and how I felt. And I can look at situations that I see people going through, and I can get an idea of how it would feel, for me. And so it's, I've been there, and it's something that, I really want people to understand that, just because, you're in a hard place, like, doesn't mean you have to stay there. You can get out of that and you can move forward. And so just to understand that the videos that I put out, that's what it's, the whole channel, my entire channel is designed, to help you actually do that. Not just not just, financially or whatever. Like it's to actually, in every aspect of your life. You know what I'm saying? So, but but yeah. So with that being said, this is Christina Michelle Allen, and I will see you at the very latest. I will see, at the very latest. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye for now.